Up next, we're talking about sleeping arrangements. And that is a sleeping pad specifically. Hey guys, welcome back to CampGeeks. Now, I don't know why you guys didn't tell me last time I didn't have my CampGeeks shirt on, but whichever. This is the NeoAir Xlite sleeping pad from Thermarest. Now, if any of you guys that are watching this program also happen to watch other programs with a lot of backpackers, you'll probably understand or are aware that this is a very popular sleeping pad. And there's a reason for that. It is extremely light. It really is. It's a very light sleeping pad. It packs up extremely well. It's also very warm to sleep on. It's also comfortable. It's an air sleeping pad, so you can adjust how much pressure is actually in the sleeping pad. One of my big things that I like about this one versus some of the other ones that I have used and reviewed, and some of even the future ones that I have coming up that I do like. I really do like Thermarest's valve. It's a lot easier to finally adjust how much pressure is in the sleeping pad, because I find myself, I like to overinflate it, lay down on it. Once I start getting ready for bed and I'm laying on it, then I like to fine tune it, release a little air, tighten it back up, see if it's good, release maybe a little more. I understand that this is probably not the lightest valve out there. It also is not the easiest to inflate, because there are one-way valves on a lot of them that they kind of have a two-piece mechanism, big rubber stamp guy that you just close it, and if you blow in, it doesn't come back out, so you can just add air, and then when you're ready to go and you want to deflate it, you open up the entire valve opens up, and it just basically has a big mad rush of air out. This does not deflate as fast as those either. So there is some drawbacks to using this specific valve, but the best part about this valve is that it's easy to release a little bit of air so that you can finally adjust. Where with the other ones with that one-way type and kind of offshoot, you're kind of just adding air incrementally until you get to the point where you're happy, because if you overinflate, it's a lot harder to adjust that minutely. What comes with the NeoAir Xlite is the sleeping pad itself. It does come with a stuff sack. Simple, small little stuff sack, and it does fit in this with ease. You're not jamming the thing in there. I hate it when you get those ones that you have to jam in there. But that's basically it. It also does come with a patch kit, so if you want to take that with you, that's something to keep in mind as well. I didn't bring those down there, but they're just like the little sticker, the square, clear type, where if you get a hole, you just stick it over it and you're good to go. You could also, you don't have to use that, you could use a liquid type. There's a lot of different types out there. The best way to describe this is it packs up to about the size of an Nalgene bottle. About a 1 liter Nalgene bottle. That's essentially kind of what you're looking at for size. It's ultra portable, it's ultra light, and the thing is that unlike a lot of sleeping pads out there that are similar to this where you just inflate, this is not like a one layer. If you can look, I don't know if you can see here, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick it up, but it's not just one layer in here. When you're actually inflating it, there's actually baffles within here, and that's actually what's basically making it nice and warm. The sleeping adventure, or the bike packing adventure that I went on and used this as my primary sleeping pad, and it got chilly out at about 50 degrees, excuse me. This kept me plenty warm. I mean, not joking. I was actually so warm at one point in the night that basically I wore too much clothing, I think, too, with the sleeping, the quilt that I actually used with this, and that's another review coming up, is one of the down quilts that Thermarest makes. I had to kind of get off and lay down on the ground for a little bit just to have the heat sucked out of me, and as soon as you lay it on the ground, it's not warm on the ground. And then when I went back to the sleeping pad, I was like, all right, I'm liking this even more than I thought. Then the following night, I used a lot less clothing and let me be me, and it worked a lot better. So, the one big downside to this is inflating it. Out of the gate, if you don't buy any kind of stuffed sack inflatable thing, and Thermarest does make them, where they basically go over this, the valve here. You undo them, you put them over the valve, they kind of seal around it, and then you fill up the bag and you push, and you fill up the bag and you push, and you just basically fill this up with air. Otherwise, you're using your mouth. Now, using your mouth, it's going to be lighter because you're not going to have that extra weight for that bag. Now, you could also use that bag instead of this bag, but this is, you know, it's whatever it is. You may not even want to use a bag at all. You may have a part of your backpack or your bag that you're putting this in that fits it perfectly. However, if you're not using that pump bag, or electric pump for that matter, you can use electric pump too, you're putting a lot of moisture in here just with breathing into it. And that's what I did. I went the ultralight route, and I filled it up with my air. Now, it takes a little bit to fill it up. I'll be honest with you. It's not, there's a lot of air in here. By the time I was done, and I did it up in one, just kept going until it finally filled, I felt a little lightheaded, to be honest. And I can actually fill it up right here for you so you can actually see it. And what I can do is kind of do like a little bit of a time lapse. Just speed it up a little bit. Let me get rid of this so it's not in the way. But you'll see what it takes to fill it up. Let me get out of the way here and put it on the desk, and we'll do it. I didn't count how many breaths that was, but I didn't stop. I feel a little tingling. So, not too much, right? A little dirty, I guess, from my last journey, but that's what she looks like. And even if you put it against, maybe if I can do this, I don't know if that'll show it a little bit better. It's not something that you're going to see right through, because it actually has these baffles in there, and I think it's kind of like a foil type, because it reflects the heat back up. That's what gives it such a great R value. It really does work well, even in really cold weather. Even if you're sleeping on snow, if you wanted to, the sleeping pad, it really does a good job. Now, noise-wise, because of those baffles in there, and because of the ultralight fabric, it's not going to be uber quiet. I have the Thermarest Dream Rest, which essentially is a very nice air mattress with memory foam and a big heavy thing. It's great for car camping, terrible for taking with you because it's not light. However, that's more comfortable, no doubt. That sleeping pad that they have inside of there is not the quietest one either, to be honest. Any of these air mattresses with these ultralight fabrics, they're not the lightest thing, the quietest in the world. However, I have slept on some ultralight cheaper ones, and they are definitely noisier than this specific one is. So Thermarest did a really good job of basically picking out the fabrics to be as lightweight as they possibly could be, with keeping the R value up. You also notice that a lot of the other lightweight ones, the R value just disintegrates. It just drops off the the hillside pretty fast. So they did a really good job with that in that regard as well. So, but the other thing to keep in mind is, because I blew this up with my mouth, I have a lot of moisture in this thing now. Just from exhaling, I have a lot of moisture in my body. I put it into the sleeping pad. So you're going to want to make sure that you definitely let these air dry with the thing fully open and allow it to get some air movement in there. It's not going to be easy, to be honest. It's just letting it do its thing. But if you want your sleeping pad to last longer, don't use your mouth. Use a pump bag of some kind. So, and I will put links down below to those as well. So, that's the NeoAir Xlite from Thermarest. Now, this is the regular size. It's 6 feet long. This is your standard regular size. They do make a shorter version. It's like 47 inches or 50 inches long. And then they even make a bigger version. So this one specifically is $169 retail. Whether you can find it on sale, great. I will put links where you can purchase below from Amazon. If you do purchase through the link, you're supporting the program. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But that said, don't think you're obligated to that at all, right? About 12 ounces in weight, 3.2 for the R value. So it has a decent R value to it. Yeah, small, regular, large. That's what you're seeing. 2.5 inches, actually. I didn't even notice that before. 2.5 inches, that's how wide this is when you actually have it fully inflated. So check it out on the web. Stuff sack comes with it, so you don't have to buy anything else other than the sleeping pad, which is awesome, unlike what they used to do, to be honest. So thanks, Thermarest. You guys make an awesome sleeping pad. I love this thing. It's really light, and it's comfortable, and it's really warm. And that's really all I can ask for. If I'm asking for something that's going to be beautiful, like a bed, well, then I'm going to expect to be hauling away a lot more weight. But for 12 ounces, that's pretty awesome. So check it out. If you have any questions, post those below. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you could. I'd appreciate it. That way it kind of gets bumped up a little bit. And let me know what you think. Check us out at CampGeeks.com. You can also basically contact me directly through that website. Looking to update that soon, so stay tuned. But that said, thanks for stopping by. We'll catch you here for a future review. See you soon.